Bud Light follow-up. So look, first things first, there was an article I saw in Wyoming. They had done a survey of a bunch of different bars, and they found that more than a third of the bars that they talked with were going through a Bud Light boycott. And so it's definitely been impacting things. Again, Wyoming is Wyoming, but this issue definitely seems to be very geographical in nature, right? So it really depends where you are. Certain parts of the country, this isn't even a story. Other parts of the country, it's the only story. We've gotten a lot of response and a lot of interest on, some of our YouTube clips and things like that of people commenting, and people have a lot to say and they have a lot of feelings about this. So yeah, man, I don't know. What do you think about it? This thing doesn't seem to be going away. That's for sure.
No. And you see a lot of people sending, pictures in, showing all the other beers sold out, and then all of the Bud Lights still at the grocery store. We've had people tell us about buy one, get one free on their Bud Lights.
That's right, yes.
Which is crazy. I never, ever have seen beer buy one, get one, ever. I don't think in my entire lifetime. So, which is crazy. At one point, they were down $7 billion. I don't know if they've regained any of that market cap, but yeah, that's no small drop. So
no,
yeah, it's definitely continuing. It's neat. I mean, though I think it's silly, yeah, maybe a little bit, but I mean, I can get why people are upset about it. It just you've pretty much gave a middle finger to your actual clients, the people who drink this on the daily. Yeah. And, you've come out and, your VP comes out and, and she's saying, hey, we want to get rid of the party culture and, the frat boy stuff, and like, these are the people that drink your beer. Why are you making them angry? It's neat to see like people rallying around this stuff and trying to, make a difference. And at this point they are, which is crazy. So, it's definitely cool to see. I think so anyways. Do I agree with it? It doesn't matter if I agree with it. It's just, hey, people have a voice and they're using it. So, yeah.
No, you're right. 100%. I mean, this is the thing. I'm just going to give a personal opinion here. We don't always do that on this show, but I'm going to give you my personal opinion. For me, it's far more about the continuous politicization of issues and far less about whoever Dylan Mulvaney is or whatever that represents. Yeah. It's just like, why? Like, I don't want to know what any of my brands cares about or feels politically, socially. That doesn't matter to me. You are supposed to make a very, very cheap beer that I can drink. I don't drink it personally, but if I did, that's what I would feel. I don't want your advice. I don't want you to tell me how you feel about things. Like, that's just not what I'm going for, man. And that part just gets incredibly old to me, that brands continuously feel like they need to take a stand in some way. And then we're seeing it be politicized and, and everyone's trying to find an angle to take advantage of it. And it just gets old, man. It really does.
No, 100%. And I completely agree with you. That's again, we talked about this last week. Probably no one wants our opinion because we're too level-headed, right? Yeah. Like, it's just too easy. Like, life would be so much easier if you just listened to Tad and Jeff.
That's right. Just print up transcripts from the You Get the Horn show, put it in a book, live your life by it.
Live your life by it. I don't care what I've said this about everything, though. Sports athletes getting into politics.
Yep.
Musicians. I don't care what LeBron James has to say. I guarantee you LeBron James couldn't tell you how many people are in the Senate or how many people, he doesn't know any of that stuff, but yet somehow we listen to him. Like, I feel like you should have your vote revoked if you are voting based on what Taylor Swift has to say. If that's why you vote, you shouldn't have a vote. You're not smart enough to have a vote. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's what you're going off of, I've never gone to Taylor Swift to hear what her political views are.
No.
If I want to listen to her music, if I want to listen to music, I may listen to Taylor Swift. I don't hate her stuff. I said it. I don't hate her stuff.
Your own controversy.
There it is. I said it. I don't hate her stuff. I hate LeBron James for a million other reasons.
Yeah.
Besides, him playing basketball. I think he's a fantastic basketball player. Is he the greatest of all time? Not a chance. But again,
controversy just continues to follow you.
I don't go to LeBron James to find out what his political views are. I don't care. Why does anyone care what anyone else's views are? Dad, I'm sorry, I don't care what your political views are.
Nor should you.
Don't care.
Yeah.
If we all took this steps in life to care less about what other people think, we would be so much better off.
Yeah.
If Dylan Mulvaney wants to be a woman, I don't care. It doesn't affect me one way or the other. I just don't need you to put that on me. I don't need to care. I don't want to care. I shouldn't have to care.
And I shouldn't be made to feel bad if I don't care or for not caring. Right. That's not wrong. Like for people that are out there who just say, well, I don't care either way. That's not wrong. You don't have to take a stand on everything. And the reality is the way that people take stands nowadays is just by picking up their phone and tweeting something out. And they think that's taking a stand. That is not taking a stand. Taking a stand used to actually mean putting yourself at some sort of risk, putting yourself out there, whether it was, protesting in some way or, really, really pushing your beliefs and taking risk that would be associated with that. Now, people think taking a stand is just, I updated my, my Facebook photo, or I sent out a mean tweet, and that's going to they'll know how I feel about it. Sorry, man, that's not social justice.
I got the Ukrainian flag on my Twitter handle.
Right, yes.
Who cares?
Yeah.
And listen, all these people that we talked about, LeBron James, Taylor Swift, those are just two that popped in my head, whatever. They can have their views.
Yeah.
They're perfectly fine to have them. And guess what? They're perfectly fine to tell other people about them. I just don't think anyone should care.
Yes.
Why is this news? It doesn't need to be news.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Guess what Taylor Swift said? And everyone should just be, I don't care. Yeah. When these people tweet some of the stuff they tweet, they're doing it just for a reaction, and they're getting that feedback, or they're getting all these eyes on them. And again, it just shouldn't matter. Who cares? No one cares. No one should care. I don't even think it's that we care too deeply in this country. It's just we find the dumbest things to latch onto, the easy things, right?
Yes.
We're against homelessness, but when's the last time you took a blanket to a homeless person, or when's the last time you offered anything to anyone?
No, because we want the government to do that for us.
Sure.
So we want to protest that, or be upset with the government, or badmouth them, or successful people, Elon Musk or whoever else, for not doing enough. Like, well, why are you going to Mars? You could solve homelessness. But each individual person could make an impact. They just don't care to.
No, because
if it was important to you, you'd do it.
Right. But no, I'll just get on Twitter or Facebook and I'll hashtag, and it will be good. And I appreciate the people that are boycotting Bud Light, because they're boycotting because they're saying we don't want this shoved down our throats. We don't want you, Bud Light, telling us what we need to be supporting, and so I get it. I mean, this is people's way of saying, hey, enough is enough, and we're going after these big corporations. You can't just continue to be, again, they're really just placating to the few when it's the many that are just sick and tired of it. So good on them. So,
well, and I mean, I know you take me through it. You said something before the show about you had seen the politicians holding their Bud Light bottles or cans or something.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Ted Lieu, Lieu, something to that, right? So he's sitting around with a bunch of politicians and they're holding a Bud Light, clearly facing the camera just for show. And it's like, oh, we're supporting a multi-billion-dollar corporation. How dumb are you? Come on. I've never seen anything in my life so ridiculous. You're coming out now supporting a billion-dollar corporation. You're saying, we stand with Bud Light. It's just the dumbest thing. Why?
Lest Bud Light be marginalized in some way or looked down on or thought less of, we support them.
I mean, whatever, man.
Like, that's not a controversial position to take.
No, it's really not. Nor is a controversial position of the other side, like supporting the band. Like, I only drink. We're not Bud Light fans anymore. Only Coors in this household.
Right.
Okay,
yeah,
like,
sure.
You are politicians. Do something else. Find something else. Like, this is not a fight we need you involved in.
No. Yeah, we have real needs. This is not one of them. We don't need a referee to figure out how to sort this.
Feel free to set this one out, Ted.
Well, we talked earlier about this, this pandering that caters to the lowest common denominator, largely in America, I'm sure in other parts of the world as well. And what it does is it gives a voice to the stupid. It's not a voice to the voiceless. It's a voice to the stupid. People that just want to feel that somebody out there cares about how they feel and is speaking to them. And, the CEO of Anheuser-Busch released a statement. And I'm going to read this statement from Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth. And you tell me what exactly he means by this. What is he trying to say? As the CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, I am responsible for ensuring every consumer feels proud of the beer we brew. We're honored to be part of the fabric of this country. Anheuser-Busch employs more than 18,000 people, and our independent distributors employ an additional 47,000 valued colleagues. We have thousands of partners, millions of fans, and a proud history supporting our communities, military, first responders, sports fans, and hard-working Americans everywhere, Whitworth said. We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We're in the business of bringing people together over a beer. What the hell does that have to do with anything that's happening?
Well, what was the statement even about?
Yeah, what's the purpose?
You just put out a random statement.
Just to remind you, we've been doing this for 165 years. We are part of the fabric of America. So unless you're a frickin' communist, you better remember that you love Bud Light and you need to support us. And you're not sure if you love America? Well, guess what? Do you like the military? How about first responders? Do you like sports at all? Are you a hard-working American? Like, come on, man. Like, this is so ridiculous. This is the pandering. This is exactly the same stuff that the politicians are doing. You don't even address the issue. You doesn't even mention the controversy or the boycott or Dylan Mulvaney or anything else. He just says we're part of the fabric of America. And there's going to be like an eagle flying behind him or something. It's like in no way, shape, or form are you part of the fabric of America.
No. What happens if Bud Light ceases to exist? Like, does the country just shut down completely?
No, there would be no impact. People would just start to taste better beers. Like, that's the only thing that would happen. People's drinking would improve.
Oh my gosh! I feel like
so stupid.
Like they just needed that real American heroes. Here's to you, Mr. CEO. Yeah. You say a lot without saying nothing at all.
It's so strange, man. And it's just like, again, this pandering, because so how am I supposed to feel? Right. Okay. So what you're telling me is if I'm patriotic, I should like Bud Light.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a hardworking person, I should like Bud Light.
Sure.
Remind me that you employ 18,000 people and our independent distributors employ an additional 47,000 valued colleagues. So what you're saying is, if I were to think about boycotting Bud Light, I'd be endangering the lives of tens of thousands of hardworking people that are just like me, who are out there trying to make a living and feed their families. And then, separate from that, unless I hate the military and have a real problem with first responders and sports, it's just, what does this have to do with anything? First responders, I guarantee you, the number one thing the first responders are typically involved in is some sort of a drunken accident. If you really, like, you are supporting first responders, you're giving them jobs.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
They always have steady work because of drunks.
You're going to lose.
It's so stupid. All of this stuff is so ridiculous.
Oh, it's just, yeah, it's annoying. Yeah. I mean, that man just said so many buzzwords and didn't say a single
I just want to trot out the hits. I just want to give them the hits.
That's it. You know,
America, military, sports.
It's like a manager at a company, using the buzzwords, keep it on the back burner.
Yeah. Think outside the box.
Think outside the box. What does that mean? Like, what does any of this mean?
Yeah. And again, not referencing the issue whatsoever.
No. Hey, sorry we pissed off all of our actual
normal paying customers
by saying that we want to get rid of you. We're really, really sorry. Please come back. For the next month, Bud Light is 30% off.
Yeah. Yeah. Drinks on us.
While we still support people to live their life as they please.
Yes.
We're not going to get involved in these types of situations anymore. We're just going to make beer and that's it.
The thing that we're not actually even all that good at.
We're not that good at it. So we're just going to concentrate on the thing we're not that good at. But you all seem to enjoy. So
we get it. Here at Bud Light, we've heard you. Our beer's not that good. But our politics and our opinions being forced down your throat is worse than our beer being forced down your throat.
Yeah. There we go. We just solved Bud Light's issue right now.
Yeah. We can write something up for you in no time.
Yeah.
You get the Horn Show and Bud Light coming together like a couple of great Americans. The fabric of this podcast is you get the Horn Show and Bud Light.
And if you don't subscribe, then you don't like America. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's more on you, you communist. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it or leave it, because these colors don't run.
They don't run. No. They don't even jog, to be honest with you.
Very sedentary.
We do not move a lot, so these colors are going to stay put for the most part. But I mean, if he just came out and said that, like...
Yeah, so much better.
And then you are not angering anyone, right? So you're coming out and you're saying, look, we're sorry for alienating our loyal customers by saying we didn't want you as customers, essentially. But we still support what Dylan Mulvaney is trying to do. We're just not going to be involved in this controversy anymore. So while we understand people are upset, Dylan should live his life as he feels fit. But we're not going to be involved in this stuff anymore. Thank you for the hard lesson. As appreciation, all next month or all this month, Bud Lights are going to be 30% off. You're done. And now you have appeased everybody. I mean, you're still going to be... well, look, everyone except for that real small portion that you're trying to appease anyways, right?
Right.
So you're still going to have those people that are like, that's not good enough. Well, it doesn't matter because you're not going to drink Bud Light anyway. So we don't care.
We're not going to get
what you think. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Wow.
Yeah. This is it's more political than we planned on being tonight, but this type of stuff is just so incredibly annoying, and these people are so stupid. Because the other thing is, and this will be the last thing before we get off of this freaking topic, but no one thinks that Bud Light got involved with Dylan Mulvaney because they actually truly care about supporting Dylan Mulvaney or transgender rights.
No.
Because they picked the one with a huge following. They didn't find a random person with 6 followers and then say, you know what, man, we know life's probably rough on you. We want to help you out, man. We're gonna showcase you and we want to build you up. No, you went to the person who has I think 10 million subscribers is what we've heard, 10 million followers. So you did it in a way that is self-serving for Anheuser-Busch and self-serving for Bud Light. And then it's convenient for Dylan because they get paid for it, right? So, okay, fair enough. So you're basically buying in to Dylan's life story. And you're paying for that right, and you're thinking that it's going to somehow make you look progressive and make you look good. And then when it backfires, the idea is people shouldn't be able to be upset with you, because if they're upset with you, then that means that they're against transgender rights. Nobody's saying that they're against transgender rights. They're saying they don't need their information coming to them from beer manufacturers. What advice should I be getting from beer manufacturers? I don't pay attention. When I'm going out car shopping, I'm not like, you know what, man? I really am leaning toward a Tesla, but I need to know what Sam Adams thinks about it. So let me look up Samuel Adams beer and see what car they would recommend for me. Right? Where should I? What kind of shoes should I buy? Let me check with Coors.
Yeah.
What brand does Coors support? No one cares, and it would make no more sense for me to pick my shoe brands based on what a beer company says than it would any of my political beliefs or anything else that's going on in my life. And if I'm that fragile and shallow of a person that I actually need Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch to advise me on how I should live, then I got way bigger problems than drinking bad beer. Way bigger problems.
Right. And again, it's beer. If you have that many problems, it's beer that you're not drinking anyway. So,
right. Yeah, exactly.
Why am I trying to win you? Why am I trying to win 3% of the country?
Yeah.
But this is how we are in this society now. We are trying to win the very, very, very minute of minute people. I mean, we really are. And it's just because everyone's afraid, or people think that everyone else will be afraid to say anything because they don't want to look bigoted or phobic of this or phobic of that.
That's right.
And really, this is a lesson for, I think, other major brands out there. Don't piss off your fan base.
Yeah.
Stay out of stuff. Yeah. Just make your product and be done with it.
Yeah.